Namaste everyone. Today is Natural Cooling Group 33rd webinar, and the topic is women health issues with hormone imbalances, PCOS and PCOD, and ways to treat them with naturally through Ayurveda. And today we have a presenter, Dr. Peddi Ramadevi Garu. She's having 20 to 30 years of experience in Ayurveda, and she's practicing Ayurveda for many years. And also, as I sent in the group chat about the introduction, she's she's writing many articles in the Enadu newspaper, and also she's participating in many news channels. And today she will give more details about this disease and how to treat and what are the symptoms and what are the observations and how to get recover from this through Ayurveda. Ramadevi ma'am, over to you ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, all of you. Like lot of people know about Ayurveda, but Ayurveda is a great science, to tell frankly. But basically, it is the oldest science, and in this actually we have different different thoughts and different texts where they defined different diseases, and in particular ladies have a different section of section, like they have given a particular way of treating diseases. Basically, Susruta is the one who has started about the the in, the formation of the human being. First of all, see, basically Susruta is known for surgery. So Ayurveda has a different what to say. There are physicians, surgeons, there are pharmacy. Everything is there in Ayurveda. So when it comes to Susruta, he is the surgeon, and as well as he has done each and every section of a human body in a detailed way. So when it comes to the female, the basic started, he started with the first chapter of Susruta Sutrasthana, where he told about the how the human beings evolve. So Sukra Sonita Samyogam, they say that. That is the first word they say. Sukra means the sperm. The fundamental aspect of a human being is sperm. So if the sperm is not proper, the progeny is not there. So when it comes to the progeny, next comes the womb. So what is a womb? The uterus is the womb. So today I'm coming to the topic like PCOD. So why I am touching this topic is like last time practicing for the past 30 years. Out of these 30 years, I've been thoroughly into the practice of the female irregular periods, and lot of problems are facing these days. Basically, if you come across now, when it comes to this is a crucial time where each and every parent has to take care of the female. Every girl has a problem. From 11 years, the girl is suffering. Every alternate woman has irregular periods. Every alternate woman has heavy periods, but they are not able to express it. That is the main problem. So basically, as a doctor, I've been watching each and every woman who is coming, and people think Ayurveda is very simple. It is not simple. It's got a very, very in-depth of the food habits, in-depth of the lifestyle, in-depth of the medicines. See, when we were young, we haven't got these all problems that were there. Basically, why Susruta has divided into a separate science and given a treatment, everything, infertility, everything were there at that time. But when it comes to the present or our generation, the lifestyle has changed so thoroughly. The basic food habits have changed, and the pollution has increased. The stress levels have increased. So the woman is really pushed into a different problem, and I feel very pity about the children who are coming to me, and they have really, really very bad problem, because when they come about irregular periods, and when I give the medicine, they call me and tell me, doctor, I got periods. What is this? A girl is coming and telling, I got period. That is the satisfaction they're getting. See the health of the girls now. So that is a more worrying part. See, today the infertility cases have gone to such a level that tomorrow human beings' existence will be coming down. That is what, as a doctor, I am feeling, and many of the infertility clinics are growing up, and the world is worried about it. So the woman has to be protected, and the girls have to be protected, and the girls have to be taken care, and the food habits to be taken care, and the lifestyle has to be changed. Otherwise, it will be a problem for the human existence. So coming to the PCOD, because PCOD is a most critical and different problem. It is. See, the basic problem with the female is that she has a uterus. There is a problem with uterus. She has a tubes, fallopian tubes. There is a problem with fallopian tubes. She has ovaries. The ovaries have problems. But basically, all these all are again controlled by the hormones. So where are these hormones in the brain? They are being affected by the environment, the food, the lifestyle, so many other things. So here comes the role of Ayurveda. So I've been experimenting with patients. I've been giving lot of girls, lot of women, but a curative aspect we can't explain to the patients. But still, like, I'm happy with what I'm doing. But when it comes to the polycystic ovarian disease, because basically this is the first problem now women are facing. A woman comes to my clinic and says that, doctor, I'm losing my hair. Hair fall is there. They don't know what it is. This is there for the past 15, 20 years. The first concern is hair. So they come to my clinic and they say that this is the way we are having. Then what I advise them is that go and check with your ultrasound scan and routine blood test and all. So they come with polycystic ovarian disease. And there are cases where the girl does not bleed for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So that is also a case of concern. So many aspects are there where we understand and explain to the patients. So basically what is polycystic ovarian disease or polycystic ovarian syndrome is, it is a combination of problems related to the ovaries. And the ovaries are inflated, they are enlarged due to the fluids inside, and there are cysts around the ovary. So when the cysts are formed, the ovulation does not take place. The ovary itself will dissolve. So at that time what happens? The ovulation, when it is not done, the girl does not have bleeding because the endometrium does not form. So when the endometrium does not form, then she does not have the progesterone hormone is not released to induce the bleeding. So these are all vicious circles, and this is all the 5 to 6 hormones are involved in this particular PCOD problem. So we cannot take it as a simple problem. It is a very, very complicated problem, and the basic problem is that this overview of this particular PCOD is that it is there now all over the world, and it is been around, they say it is about 20%, but I feel every out of 10 women, 4 or 5 women are having this problem. And it is sometimes a subclinical problem. The patient comes and says that, doctor, my ovaries are normal, everything is normal, and I don't have PCOD, but I don't get periods. But we call it as a subclinical problem. So sometimes they may not be visible through the ultrasound because there are 2 types of ultrasound. One is transvaginal scan and one is the abdominal scan. So until they do the transvaginal scan, and again now CT scan has come. So until they do the CT scan and all, we cannot. So irrespective of that, if the patient is being cautioned about this problem, she'll be at least having the side effects will be coming down, because it has n number of side effects, this particular problem. What happens in PCOD is that the cysts, once they develop, the ovulation is stopped, not taking place. Once the ovulation is not taking place, the endometrium is not formed. Once the endometrium is not formed, then the hormones are disturbed. So not only this, there is significant what to say symptoms. Like, see, the woman who has got PCOD will have diffused hair fall. That is, they look like a bald like head. And next is like they have hirsutism. that is called, they have like man-like beards and mustaches like thing, or else there is growth in the male pattern type hair growth for females. So this is not a good sign, because a female should have high estrogen and low testosterone. So when the estrogen is not there, the testosterone is high. So this is the symptom. Next comes acne. Acne is due to the testosterone hormone is high, because the ovulation has not taken place, and LH luteinizing hormone has come down. So because of this, it is there. So next comes the patient has pigmentation problem. There is obesity, and most important is hyperinsulinemia. This is like a diabetes like thing. This is not actually a diabetes, but the patient has almost the symptoms like diabetes. If most few of the cases, like every woman need not have the same symptoms, and every woman need not have the same type of bleeding characters. So it is, everything is different from one person to another person. So what happens is like they have like this pigmentation problem and acne problem and hair fall and diffuse hair fall, baldness like thing, and hyperinsulinemia. So what happens in hyperinsulinemia? The girl will start having, or woman will start having like feeling like eating food. Like they say that, madam, I'm having a lot of craving for food. Then they say, some people say that I'm feeling very sleepy, and then feel very fatigue. All these symptoms are sugar level. Sudden fall and sudden raise in the sugar levels will take place in this problem. So most of the modern science say that they give some metformin like medicines, but they are like doctors. That is a way of treatment, but basically what happens is this, actually ladies who are having this PCOD have to be under doctor supervision. What happens, like every month the bleeding style is different. Every month every woman have a different type of hormones, because the brain hormone is secreted way of understanding a patient, and these are the signs and symptoms, and basically this is a very uh, problematic way the patient will be suffering. And most important is that this PCOD will lead into infertility. That is a major problem. Lot of women. So a woman who comes around 20-21 years, I ask them to take treatment and go for children immediately. Why? Because that again is a, again secondary problems will be developing, and age factor will be there, obesity will be there, and thyroid is also there. So it is a multi-hormone problem which is inflicting the patient in a very bad way. So these are the things. And when it comes to treatment aspect, Ayurveda, it is a different thing. Like see, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and the line of treatment, what Susruta has said is certain aspect, but it is a way of individualistic treatment. It is the way of treatment I give is completely different. Why? Because the herbal treatments which we give is in almost like a progesterone, estrogen supplementation, and insulin, hyperinsulinemia, we give anti-diabetic like medicines, where the patient is very happy, and they don't even know that they are using the medicine also. That is the way we are treating it. So what are the medicines to be given to these patients, and what are the lifestyle recommendations we have to give is that uh, first of all, the parents or the woman or whoever in the house should watch how the woman is having the cycles. See, this looks very silly, but still, like they have to watch it. Why? Because a woman does not have continuously 3 months period. We have to think a question mark about PCOD. It can be PCOD. And next thing is that if a woman is got only 9 months periods, rest of the 3 months she did not have, then also oligomenorrhea we call it. Then also it is a cause of concern. A woman has to have 28 to 30 days, or at least 35 days, or at least 40 days cycle. If she is crossing that, then there is a problem with the woman. So what are the steps to be taken care? So the woman has to go to a gynecologist or any expert, where the doctor will prescribe them for any diagnostics, like they have to go for an ultrasound scan. Every woman, a girl who has got this problem, yearly they have to check for one ultrasound scan. Either it can be ordinary scan, a pelvic scan, or a transvaginal scan. So by this, what happens, we will know the outlines, whether the woman has internally any problem, or any endometriosis, any fibroid, any tubal block, or any follicles extra developing. And there is one complication with PCOD. Sometimes the PCOD, what happens, one particular ovum, particular follicle will grow into a very big follicle. That is called as a functional follicle, and that way becomes more dangerous for the woman, because when it grows to 6 centimeters, 7 centimeters, then the torsion takes place. Once the torsion takes place, then it is a question for the surgery. We can't do at that time anything. We can't do anything about that. So sometimes they may have to remove the ovary also. Again, that again is a problem for the woman, and again she'll be landing into an infertility. So PCOD is not a simple problem, and people who have this problem, or who are having this irregular periods, or who have a history of irregular periods, have to go to a doctor. Number two, there is a repeatability of the problem. There are cases they are cured. There is no complete cure for this problem. There is only a symptomatic treatment, and see that the patient is got regular periods, and the patient is normal in her height, weight, everything, and her lifestyle modification is done, then she is normal. Otherwise, again, it may repeat. This is what will happen in most of the PCOD cases. Lot of people think that I'm getting regular periods, so once in a while I don't get. Why I should go to a doctor? I'll manage with this. They say that. But at one time, what happens? It will land up into a heavy period. Because, hello?
Yes,
Hello?
your voice is clear, ma'am. You can talk.
Yeah. Okay. There was an interruption. So, okay. They're able to get it? Your viewers?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are getting.
Okay. So this is what is the complications and the symptoms, signs, and overview. And when it comes to treatment module, it is completely different. So mostly I focus on diet and exercise and aerobic exercises. How the woman is leading her life, whether she is leading a stressful life or a normal life. They can be anywhere on this earth, but still, a woman has to have a rest at that time, at the 4 or 5 days when the period is happening, or when the menstrual cycles are taking place. She has to take rest. Otherwise, what happens is the hormones which are being secreted due to the stress levels, because hormones are very, very delicate. They are so delicate that people they take the modern pills like thing. They'll end up into a heavy bleeding, and there is again it's a vicious circle. So the natural methods which our great grandmothers were doing, they are the best. So to have proper womb, to have proper progeny, a woman has to have proper food, and she has to take care of herself, and she has to take proper lifestyle habits like exercise and weight management. And thyroid is there, they have to take thyroid medicines. In Ayurveda, we don't have thyroid medicine. Lost a lot of people say thyroid is there in other systems, so and so, so and so. But I never came across any case totally treated with thyroid. But the complication with thyroid we can treat, but best is like allopathy medicine. But when it comes to PCOD, around 50 to 60% we can treat with Ayurveda. Why? Because there are very good medicines where they can take, and there are very good lifestyle management skills where they can follow, and they can have very healthy children also. What happens, uh, for example, a girl comes to my clinic around 20 years, and she's about to get married around 23, 22 years. And I ask them, see, you get your periods regularly, monthly periods, and go for scan. See that your iron levels, hemoglobin levels are normal, your vitamin D levels are normal, your folic acid levels are normal, then you are fine. You will definitely conceive. So the girl follows, and after she gets married after 6 months, 1 year, immediately she gets sometimes a pregnancy. See, the aspect of a woman having it differs from one person to another person. At the end of the day, a woman is meant to give rebirth. It is, it may differ from one person to another person, but still, like a woman is meant to give rebirth. So if she's not, hello,
Yeah, I would like to ask, I interrupt you in between now.
yeah,
So I'd like to ask you a question, like you're talking about pregnancy. So what are the chances of pregnancy with PCOD?
yeah,
Will I
PCOD,
conceive?
yeah, I can hear. See, should I tell you?
Yes, yes. Answer, please.
Okay, the chances of PCOD is like there are cases with borderline PCOD, and because see, PCOD does not mean that they are infertile. In PCOD, in certain cases, in full-blown cases, or the women have other hypothyroid or some other like homocysteine, increase in the homocysteine levels, all are there, then the conception levels will be very low. And apart from that, the sperm count also matters. So everything is normal. Still, she has a PCOD. She may conceive. Why? Because the ovulation takes place, but when the ovulation takes place, we don't know. If the cycles are about 28 to 30 days or 35 days, it is sure that in between, like 1 week after periods or 1 week before periods, the 14 days in between is the ovulation period. At that time, definitely the woman is ovulating. So in this ovulation, in the PCOD case, the ovulation is not in time. Why? Because we don't know when the ovulation takes place, which ovary is releasing the ovum. So that is a problem with PCOD in certain women. But there are cases where women, they say that, Madam, I got PCOD, I have conceived 2 children. So that is also there. But we can't say that 100% she is not going to conceive or she is going to conceive. But the infertility levels are around 60% high. Clear?
Yeah, okay, thank you, ma'am. And the one more question is like you said, there are a lot of medications have come in allopathy also, a lot of advanced medications. So
Yeah.
there are good results. Doctors are suggesting to go for that with less side effects. So in these situations, how can we shift to Ayurveda? Because you're telling in Ayurveda also there is not 100% cure. So then how can we shift to Ayurveda?
It is not shifting, it is an option. It is. We don't say no, doctor will say don't go to this system, don't go to that system. It is not right. But if the patient is affordable, if the patient is happy, they can go to any system and see whichever is best to the good for them, whichever is best for them. That's it. Because as a qualified doctor, I don't say don't go to that system. If anything is going good, I'll say let them go to that. Because I know the uh, next what happens next about what the repercussions of a particular problem. So I will not say no for anything because I know that a lot of allopathy doctors are writing Ayurvedic medicines, M2 Adizova, super specialists are writing the medicine. So I think they are also going for Ayurveda also. But any system, if it is working well, they can go for it. Because at one stage, after giving my treatment with not only PCOD, heavy bleeding or anything else, if the patient want to the age bar is there, and I feel like the patient have to have children, I recommend them for IVF. So IVF I cannot do it, is it? So the
Yeah.
doctors, allopathy doctors have to do it. So this is natural method which I am doing it. So if a patient is having a modern science, modern method, happy, they can go for it. But besides that, there are other natural ways they have to keep fit, is it? So if they
Yes.
can keep it, they can keep fit, that is also good. Like Ayurveda is not only medicine, it is a lifestyle.
Yes.
It is the way it is
Only
not only,
medication,
yeah,
through
yeah.
medication can we cure ourselves, or we need to do exercise, both combination, or anyone can we?
See, basically, it is a lifestyle, you can call it as a lifestyle disease. Okay. So what happens in this particular problem? There are so many hormones are taking place. there are changes in the body. There may be women dropping into obesity, morbid obesity. So at that time they have to do exercise. Is it?
Yes.
That happens. That is a way. See, it is individual based. It is not same for everybody. Some
Okay.
people are having good hair, they have healthy body, but still like they have PCOD. They have thyroid, they have PCOD. So it is a complicated problem. It is. In what aspect? You see, a girl comes with hair fall only. She has everything normal except for PCOD. Then we give PCOD and she's satisfied when the hair start growing. So that is a starting indication for some people.
Okay. So you said like it is a lifestyle issue, but I heard like PCOD is there is chance of genetic also. If I have, my kid also might come. She may also have PCOD in future. Is it true?
Possibility is there. Why? Because embryonic stage itself, it is being developed. It is as per the World Endocrinologist report, PDF files. I came across that the woman develops at the embryonic stage only PCOD. So there are every chances that a woman's daughter or granddaughter may go into PCOD, but that does not, that also again invariably will be her lifestyle. If you are able to maintain your lifestyle, you'll come out of it. It's not a must and should that girl has to be a PCOD case.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to introduce myself first. Actually, the participants are very much confused that they're feeling I'm interrupting the session. No, I'm the co-host. My name is Swati, and I'm just trying to drive the session in a proper way. That's it. Okay, thank you. Sudhir Garu, shall we continue the session or will give a chance to participants? What?
No, no, ma'am. When you say PCOD is a lifestyle problem, please explain what are the diet we are taking, which is causing or doing major harm to this for this problem.
Yeah. See, basically, the food habits or the modern food might be the reason, because we can't say what reason a person gets his PCOD. Just now, Swati asked me is genetic is one of the reasons. There is possibility. And never to lifestyle. When it comes to lifestyle, food is important. Food also, again, whenever I see women these days, IT firms or anywhere else are working, they have urgency to eat something. So they eat junk food, or they eat fries, they eat rice, bland rice. We can't help it. Why? Because the production of rice is being polished and sent to us, so we are eating that. So basically, the interest to eat food is lost, as well as whatever comes to their hands, they are eating. Basically, that might be the one reason. So what I advise is that so that you have the proper B1, B6, B12 supplementation in each and every food you eat. What are the foods like that is rice? If it is that is what you say, this pounded rice. That is one of the best way of eating, because when we were young, we were eating the same rice. So why should we eat means that is a different question. But eating that type of food is best. Next comes fruits, natural foods if you are frequently eating, dry fruits if you are eating. Means nowadays we are getting different types of fruits, like they are being not organic. If you are able to get organic, then it is best. Out of all, like if you are eating green leafy vegetables, more of it, then that is also best way. And most important is exposing to sun. Say morning before Suryodaya, Suryastamaya, we call it, when the sun is rising, the sun rays are very good for our health. When the sun is setting, that is the best way of getting D vitamin. Maybe D vitamin is also creating a problem in the hormones, because brain is the D vitamin affects the brain. A lot of people come to me with very low 4 units of D vitamin. They get confusion. They say that, madam, my D vitamin has come down. I'm getting mental confusion. So this is what happens with D vitamin. And when it is mental confusion, you can understand that it is inflicting the hormones. So the hormones are affected. Then hypothyroid is also affected. And pituitary hormones, pituitary gland, then hypothalamus, all these major brain functionings will be affected with D vitamin, and that is also creating the, because we get the endocrine hormones are all hormones are all coming from the brain to the down to the earth to the uterus. So in between there are barriers, like if the woman is abdominal fat is there, all these things are there, then naturally the hormones are affected. So first of all, food is important. Out of these foods, eat proper food, timely food, healthy food. Healthy, so all these green leafy vegetables and all, natural fruits, seasonal fruits, anything you can eat. And most important is that stop all junk foods, all bakery foods, stop noodles, maida based food, and stop heavy mutton. That is what I advise to my patient, because these days that has been injected so much of hormones. So don't take that. Take even, you can take small amounts of chicken, boiled egg. All these are good for health. So food is most important. Next comes exercise. Physical exercise is very, very important. Every woman has to work for about daily around 10 to 15 minutes workout, at least simple household works, or if she's not able to do household works, or if she's outside, then she can go for walk. And not able to do that walking also, she can go by walk to her office. That is the way they have to plan it. Nobody can ask them or request them or tell them do this, do that, because it is her health. So she has to take care of herself. And sleep is important. Sleep also will disturb our total system. Nidra, Ahara, Vihara, we call it. The three important things in our system are three, the three dimensions of our body. So sleep is around 6 to 8 hours. Anybody has to sleep. And women, her hormones during that menstrual cycle will be having a lot of disturbances. Some people will have depression. Pre-menstrual tensions will be there. PMS we call this. So that will also will be there. So all this have to be taken care when they have proper sleep. So exercise is also important, food is important, and diet, sleep is important.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Another question is, a person is diagnosed, I mean, he got a doubt that she might be having some problem, and then she consulted a doctor. And then what will be the life cycle? What will be the life cycle, like, from the suffering from the disease and
I
approaching
did
a
not
doctor?
understand your question.
No, a person has a disease and she understood that,
What disease she has?
say, PCOD, or the topic what we are discussing,
Yes.
and she has approached a doctor. And what will be the life cycle? I mean, what is the process from the diagnosis to giving medicine and getting cured? Can you please explain that process once?
Yeah, when it comes to PCOD, if she has the symptoms what I told before, then if she can consult a gynecologist, it is fine. Because basically a gynecologist has to write the prescription. Otherwise, the diagnostic centers will not do any test. Then once she goes to the diagnostic centers, they will do the routine test, we call it. That is female routine test, we call it. So those will be included with her hormone test. That is LH, FSH, progesterone, prolactin. These are the important tests where the imbalances can be noted. Apart from that, there will be a scan. So if these everything is normal, the woman is fine. Okay.
Okay.
I would like to ask a question, Sudhir Garu. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are ovarian cyst and PCOS same?
No, both are different.
Both are
When
different.
when they term it as a ovarian cyst, it is little complicated because there will be different formations. The Mullerian cyst we call it. So ovarian cyst, the terminology is different. Polycystic is different. See, there are small cysts around the ovary, above the ovary. So they call it small follicles around the ovary, we call it. When you term it as a ovarian cyst, it's completely different. So when it comes to ovarian cyst, again, we have to do different tests because there can be a cancer, possibility of cancer. There can be a development of the ovary. That can be a different, like endometrial cyst also. So whatever it is, When it comes to a single term like ovarian cyst, it is a cause of concern.
Okay, and like you said, cyst, what cyst? So it may have up to 7 centimeters, 10 centimeters, as said. So till how much size can you cure with Ayurveda, or if the size is more, should we go to surgeries?
No, it is not. See, the development of the cyst, we can't predict it, first of all, because if there is any cancerous development, if there is any in endometriosis in the endometrial cyst, within 3 months, cyst develops. So we can't say. But based on the patient's scan report, but like if there is a recurrent development, previous history, then we can analyze the case. So we can't predict it. So we should give the medicines for about 2-3 months and again go for a scan. If there is again a development, huge enlargement, then we have to think otherwise. There should be some other reason why it is developing. Got it?
Okay. So what are the long-term problems of PCOD? PCOD, I'm not getting treated properly. Maybe on and off, I'm taking treatment. I'm taking a medicine, I'm getting period, I'm stopping it. So on. So if it doesn't get treated properly, then what would be the long-term complications? Will I die with PCOD or what else?
Will not die with this body for sure. Next
Okay.
is like this is a cyst with ovaries. So if a woman have 2 children and she got PCOD, she's suffering very badly. The doctor can as well remove the ovaries with uterus. She can go for hysterectomy, and if they remove both of them, then the functional aspect of the ovaries is not there. So the ovulation, the process, and the hormones all are going into a menopausal stage. So just like any other woman who is landed up into menopause, she will be in that stage.
So what else other complications if I won't get treated?
There will not be much complication, but still like individual to individual it varies. Some women have heavy bleeding, some women will not have a bleeding for months together, but still like it is a problem. It is because it is called hyperplasia of uterus because the thickness is very high, and there will be a certain changes in the uterus also. Sometimes they may go into fibroids also. So many other changes. We can't say how it turns up, but still like it is complicated, and she may have hirsutism. She may have most of the women who crosses 40 years, they will have hyperinsulinemia, so they may drop into diabetes. Cases of diabetes will be there. That is a very irritating factor, no? So for a small thing you are going into a different angle, is it?
Okay. So and like with PCOD, luckily maybe I got conceived. But any possibility of complications with PCOD and pregnancy together?
Doesn't make no. See, once you are pregnant, it does not hinder your pregnancy, is it? So it will not have any problem with pregnancy. Once you are pregnant, you forget about you can forget about polycystics. And after delivering, you may have again repeated case of PCOD. Again, there are cases where after pregnancy, after few years also repeatability will be there because it is not a cure. There will be again, even in cases where they have undergone like what to say that uh, they drill the ovaries actually, this particular follicles, not ovary, follicles. Once they drill the follicles, the patients think that it is over now. I got treatment. But again, after 6 months, again she'll develop the cystic because her cycles are not been set. So this is what happens in most of the cases. There are two options for PCOD. One is they can either remove the ovaries if it is more complicated, or they can for drilling, or they can have treatment. Like it depends again which line of treatment they have to go. Either they can go to Ayurveda or modern science. It depends, and how the doctor is treating is also very important.